Hey everyone, this is Malkazar returning. Another installment to the Final Fantasy XIV playthrough. Last we played, we went to Calusia and into Yulmore in order to try and take down the final Light Warden. Turns out it was Vothri the entire time, and he flew north, got to this giant volcano mountain and like raised it up. So now we're trying to get up there in order to take him down. Right now, they came up with an idea of a giant golem type thing. So we're getting all the pieces for it, but I'm also going to be working on these other things that give us the little stories for these. You give us the where'd it go? I can't think of it right now. The Eighth Occurrence, which now with the new expansion you don't have to have as many, but you still have to get them. I need to go talk to Affable Townsdorf. Give it a good lolly ho. Are they all in this area? Okay. Oh, Gemstone Trader. Get that off my map. Right, where is... There he is. Right in front of me. I think we're nearing the end of the main story for Shadowbringers. Hopefully we'll be able to get it done today. If not, probably the next stream. It also depends on how long these quests take. I was looking and it said there's like 20 or so quests left. Well, some of these can take a while to do. Just give me the thing. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Come on, finish with your emoting and your talking. Thank you. There's two more. Do you have another one for me? I don't know what these do. I might have to do a couple of these. I'll look it up later if I get to the end and I just still don't have the flying. Because I don't think this one gives me flying either. Or Aether Current. Yeah, it doesn't give me an Aether Current, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. Which means I'm going to go ahead and continue this. It looks like, I believe for this mission, this quest, has ore on his mind. We're trying to find the heart of this giant golem, and they're going to help us out. So, the Durgar's tool lies in a cave to the east. I'm ready when you are. Well, this is a lot easier than the final quest of that Cardinal Virtue quest line, which is good, but it was tough. It took me 2 or 3 times to get it done. We'll keep to the road and head east. I am in your hands, so we get to protect this guy. It seems we have a fair distance to cover. Be on your guard for sin eaters, such as these. Speak of the devils. Alexander, the left one is yours. See that Karuk comes to no harm. Take some atonements. Kaboom! There we go. Amazing, you two are really strong. Heck yeah, we are. That might interest you. The Malkazar is a great hero in the land whence he hails. Some would say the greatest. Really? Oh, you must have some stories to tell, Malkazar. Yeah, you can watch them on my YouTube. Lady does tell us to impress and inspire you in turn. By all means, have him regale you with a few once our work is done. I can't wait. Little timer's a little bit quick on those. Another, yep. More of them. Stay behind us, Karut. They're behind us too. I can't even stop him. I'm trying to stop this guy from getting hurt over here. As long as they're focused on the enemy, I will protect our charge. Okay. Here, dude. You, I don't know much about fighting, but you two make a great team. Alcazar is a team unto himself. I merely follow his lead. Well, it looks like you've been doing this for years, to me. Is that so? I shall take that as a compliment. Let's get moving before we, did I say the wrong thing? Not at all. Your words are most heartening. Indeed, I feel like a young man again. You talk as if you're old. How long have you two known each other anyway? Well... Oh wow, there's even more of them. This is too close to Amity for comfort. Let's finish this quickly and move on. Concentrate on the ones coming for Karut. I'll see to the rest. Yeah, let's attack all of them. They need to all die anyway. Hurry, this way. Not towards the red dots. Much further to the cave. Not far, it's just past this rise. I believe I see it. Now, again? Alright, where do I start? It appears we are surrounded. Fortunately, I have a little trick for such occasions. Malchazar, draw them in. I am. Dang. 'Tis done. Let us press on. Right. That wasn't so bad. Wah! Just as we're about to get there. One last push then, shall we, Malchazar? Yeah. Give him a nod. I like how my sword is just as a mining pick. I will shield Karut. Give the eaters everything we have. There we go. Everybody on me. Kaboom! That can't have been it. That's what I thought. Get on me. Get over here. I'm the tank. You need to attack me. Ow. I'll ward off the attack. Stand with Karut. Oh, okay. I'm paying attention to what's going on. I'm just not good. Quickly, spread out. Ow. Oh, look, I took a good amount of damage from that, too. Boom. Oh, big dude. Zealot's Claw. Okay, what do we do with this one? There we go. It appears the commotion has drawn this one out. Malkazar, time to bring all to bear. What about all the tiger? Oh, I didn't need to rush in. But I think it's ranged anyway. Ugh, not now. What are we not nowing? Down for the count. Oof. I think not. Your tale will not end here. Come on. Too bad I can't use my Confiture level 80 ability and it synced me down to level 78. Alright, just gonna keep doing that AoE to hit everybody. There we go. Jeez. We're alive. We're alive. Let's hurry inside before any more Sin Eaters come. Right, follow me, please. I'll take you to the Durgar's Tool, where the purest sulfur in the land may be found. before I run too far. Where's the nearest? Oh, maybe it is underneath here. Maybe this takes me there. There it is. I'm going to grab that first, and then I'll come talk to you. If the terrain and stench are any indication, we are at the tool. Ah, there. The Gogs, with their ugly, unkempt beards. If they realize we're here, they'll come for us. Best to take them down first. Be not so hasty, Karut. The animosity between your two clans notwithstanding, I would not resort to violence unless necessary. I will use an enchantment to render you invisible. It will not fool sin eaters, but it will suffice to hide you from the eyes of men. While you are thus concealed, do you think you could find us the earth seed? I'll dig up the choicest stuff there is. We'd be much obliged. Without further ado, then. I can see I can see straight through me. Right, a digging we will go. Let us not be idle either. Though Karut cannot be seen, he may still be heard. I would aid him by removing some few Gogs from the field. To that end, Dream Powder. As you may recall, we used it for the rescue mission at Laxon Loft. We used it at Yulmore, too. Taken aback by that. Truly, it seems your alchemist got a little carried away with the latest batch. But if it has been useful in our endeavors, then I have no cause to complain. Now then, I shall make you invisible as well, that you might steal close to the dwarves and give them a dose of dream powder. Even should it fail to put them to sleep outright, it should render them drowsy enough to seek their beds. Say the word, and I will cast the enchantment. The word. Ready to begin? Very good. Should the enchantment fade before you finish tending to the dwarves, return to me, and I'll cast it anew. 2 minutes. I can really keep my eyes open. Time to call it a day. I'm so drowsy. Not safe to work when drowsy. Better get some rest. All work and no ale makes something of something, and I'm spent. All the dwarves have taken their leave. Good work, my friend. We've done all that we can. Let us wait Karut's return. I'm back. This is the purest stuff there is. Think it's enough, or shall I go dig up some more? I dare say it will suffice for our purposes. You have our gratitude, Karut. Let us carry this back to... Uh-oh. Are you alright? Worry not, I shall be fine. As long as I have been away from the Crystarium, a little weakness is to be as expected. I may have also overexerted myself for the moment. I'd have this rare opportunity yet to be unable to enjoy it to the full. Who goes there? What? That's Glag, chief of the Gogs. You're one of the Thalls. I see. Word was our miners were becoming back drowsy one after the next. I immediately suspected foul play. And what should I find here but Thal scum skulking about? It's a spineless act befitting your limp beards. What? I won't stand for that insult. Our beards are soft and luscious and smell like freshly tapped ale. Gogbeards are dry and crusty and smell like a knocker's arse. Impudent whelp, better hobgoblins' nose hairs than the feeble floppy things you Thals have been hanging from your faces. Grrr. Like oil and water, this isn't like the end of, not like the end of its own accord. Oh, is there a deeper chance to have some dream powder left? This is beginning to get interesting. Worry not, my friend. Something tells me you'll have ample opportunity later to witness their bickering. For now, however, we should be on our way. What? The Swyven? Why did it not work on Karut? Why did he sleep with his eyes open? Forgive me, Karut, but you need to be calm as well. We need to be calm as well. I'm sorry, it's just when it comes to Gogs, I can't help but see red. You need to apologize, my friend. You were here on our account, so we have not but gratitude for you. Now that we have what we came for, however, it's time to take our leave. The Talos awaits its heart. Well, my friend, much as I enjoyed our time together, I think it best we split up, that we might accomplish our task more swiftly. I just see the Earthseed safely into the hands of Chinese. While I am thus employed, would you be so good as to deliver Karut back to Tomra? My thanks, Malgazer. Brief though it was an honor to go adventuring with you. I shall see you back in Amity. I'm actually going to take a minute here. I know I'll probably head there eventually. This place is huge, but I want to see if I can get these Aether Currents. Bum 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 bum. Ironbeard. Looks like a frog on wheels. The way the eyes are. wasn't I already there? Really? Well, it says southeast. Oh, maybe they changed where some of the locations are, so much so that... You know what? No, hang on. Let's check this little corner over here. That may still count. Even though it straight up says south. Yeah, that'd be like way down in there somewhere. I could have sworn I got everything in there. Maybe not. Like I said, they may have reset. Let me see if anybody else is having issues with it. I don't know. I must have missed it then. Well, where is it? Yeah, it's just straight south from here. Maybe it's at this little dock area. Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't find it the first time. Oh well. At least I have all the teleports around here, so all the aetherites, so not too big of a deal to get around. Alright, where's the nearest one? Did I get them all? Okay, so there are 5 from quests and 4 from exploring. So I got all the ones from exploring. Okay. So now I just need to find the 2 more from quests. Wally ho, glad you're back and in one piece. How did you fare with your seed then? Got them all they needed. The Exarch's on his way to Amity with it now. Good to hear that young Karoo was of help. As it happens, a few others came forward while you were gone, saying they wanted to do their bit as well. Given that you're building a Talos, we reckoned you'd be needing some mining tools, so we would modify our spare axes for use by bigger folk. Oh, thanks, Kyoto. Yeah. Took a month and a half, but I played a Chrono Trigger in the meantime, so it wasn't a total waste. And even then, still, though, the queues are pretty long still, but picked a good time of the day to get on, I guess. Yeah, thanks for the lurk, man. Here, take these with you. Should be plenty to go around. From what our scouts tell me, there's a crowd gathered at top rung already. Go and see that everyone has a pickaxe to swing, eh? Oh, there's no teleport over there, and you actually need to walk down there. Dang it. And jump. Yeah. I'm gonna hit this little piece of map on the way. Don't have to worry about it next time. I have most of the map anyway, as it is. Got it. Okay. He looks like he just wants a hug. Look, Malgazer, people from all over have come to help us quarry stone. And this isn't even all of them. As we speak, the volunteers Thancred and Reen are recruited are being escorted to the worksite, and by both Crystarium and Yulmoran soldiers, no less. So as you can see, we have plenty of hands. There's one problem. We don't have enough tools to put in them. We've been desperately trying to round up more, but we haven't had much luck so far. Just so happens I got some. Pickaxes for the dwarves. Trust you to have exactly what we need exactly when we need it. Well, what are you waiting for? Go and hand them out to everyone so they can get to work. Here you go, cashier. We're ready to do our bit, Malgazer. We just need tools to do it with. Did you really have to make a little cinematic for this? Pickaxes, loads of them. Now we may all work to our heart's content. Yeah. While I don't have many talents, I do have a strong back. And what strength I have, I'll gladly use for the sake of peace. We got the ladder moving again, didn't we? If we join hands, there's no Talos we can't build. I still haven't repaid you an Alphino for saving me, and I'm not sure I ever could. But that ain't gonna stop me from trying. I'm with you to the end. Come on, you lot. Look lively. We've come, Malgazer, in case you're wondering. Githjon is here too. Couldn't wait to start breaking rocks, though, so he's gone on ahead. Bah, he could have at least left us a spare set of tools. Ah, wonderful. Now we can be about it too. Warring isn't exactly my stock in trade, but this time I feel as though my wife will be with me, guiding my hand. Let's make it happen. Let's build a world where everyone can live without fear, where everyone has a place they can go home to. Alright then, let's be on our way. What are you still doing there, Thaffy? I thought you'd brought your own tools. I did, and just as I was about to head off, when I saw Jarek. Oh gods, if the plan works and the giant Talos comes to life. Let's imagine the size of the trolley it could push. Imagine it. Are you still raving on about that? How many times do they tell you that's not what the Talos is for? Where the hell do the tracks even go? Across the whole country. There's bound to be somewhere, you just need a little imagination. Seeing as the Stoneworks is involved, maybe we could have a trolley added to the design. Enough. We're going to work, and if I hear any more about trolleys from you, I'll have you pushing one yourself. There's some more nods. Long time no see, traveler. Are you waiting to be issued a pickaxe too? Oh, you clearly weren't, and now neither are we. Rest assured, we'll put these good to use and work very, very hard. Of course, one cannot work on an empty stomach, which is why I brought some tasty worms to share. Or as much as we would enjoy a treat, perhaps the worms are best saved for afterwards? Greetings, Malgazer. You may not remember me, but I'm one of the carers from the inn at Journey's Head. After night return to Amarang, we noticed a change in our patients. The transformation had halted in every one of them. I can't express what it did to the mood of the place. We were still celebrating days later when who should come along by Alizé. She said she sought the aid of those who believed in the warrior of darkness. We all answered her call right then and there. Of course, some few carers had to remain behind, but as many of us came as could be spared. I too have great respect for the warrior of darkness. When we meet, I'll try to treat him a nice plump worm. Right in front of you, dude. Alright, everyone is off to work. Alright, thanks, Malgazer. With that, everyone is now equipped to work. They'll go and join the soldiers standing guard over the volunteers. It would be a shame if they fell a prey to seed eaters after all the trouble we've gone to. Right. Let us see that this plan is a resounding success for the sake of all in Norvrent. Well, my friend, it appears we are the only ones left here. If you've no other pressing tasks, would you care to accompany me to Amity? There your still is overseeing those who will imbue the Talos with magics. Come, let us join them at once. What if I don't wanna? Ah, Blue Quest. Excuse me. Might be inside. Yep. Aether current. Yoink, yoink, yoink. All the way back where I was. Yeah, so I am at Fugitive of Fear. Oh, that's not it. None shall ever again. Okay. Yeah, I think like, well, let's count them. Including this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 quests till the end of the main Shadowbringer storyline. Let's see how far we can get today. You in here? Where is this person I need to see? On the outside? Are they upstairs somewhere? Oh. Speak with the fearful fugitive. Maybe they are on the outside. Is there a way to get out here? Yes, there is. Ah, there they are. Slash soothe. All right, head back to where I need to go anyway. Yep. Okay. And then that should be second to last one. And the last one is usually the quest that finishes up the zone. So there's still one more zone that I haven't been to, which is going to be this guy over here. I don't even know what it's called. So I'm excited to see what it is. I thought because Mountain Gold was a giant mountain that would be like the whole zone to be Mountain Gold, but apparently not. Cool. Good of you to join us. I'm pleased to say we have gathered ample help from the imbuing. With Master Chai in the process of finalizing his design, I have taken the liberty of dispatching all hands to their positions. You hurtle along as though I have my house in order, but quite frankly, this is the most disorganized mess of a project I've ever overseen, and I haven't spent nearly as much time as they would like in my calculations. So thou hast proclaimed loudly and frequently, Master Chai, yet from my perspective, a layman's though it may be, haste notwithstanding, thou hast gone to great lengths, abiding by proven methodology, to ensure the integrity of thy design. Means you're good at what you do. Aye, well, that's just the bare minimum that's expected of us at Stoneworks. Though our glory days are behind us, I have not forgotten our time-honored traditions. But I should mention that the Exarch delivered the ore I asked for. Earthseed, I believe he called it. In that quantity, I believe we can fashion a suitable heart for the Talos. And then everything else will be in readiness. Or so I would like to say. Is there a problem? In a Talos of, well, any reasonable size, a single heart will serve to circulate aether throughout the chassis. But given the unprecedented proportions of that which I seek to build, I doubt that will be the case. By installing smaller peripheral hearts at intervals, I believe that we can maintain a stable ether flow, thereby solving the problem. However, we don't have enough ore for this purpose. So we need more Earthseed. Not for it, but to procure more, I suppose. Runar, mayhap now's a good time to bring them out. Bring who out? A moment, friends. There's something I would show you. I say, are these not heartstones? They are. Those prized possession of we are the Knights Blessed, and these belong to our kindred who have left us. Immersed in water and beautiful fervent prayer, these stones harbor no small amount of magic. And we may imbue them with yet more prior to their installation in the Talos. What think you? Being from a different region, these cannot be used for the main heart. The peripheral ones, on the other hand, I believe they will serve. Excellent. When Master Matoya spoke to us of the role we are to play, the Heartstones immediately came to mind. Of course, before bringing them with me, I made certain to consult my fellows first. After all, the stones bear the precious lives of those who have gone to the sunless sea. But we have now beheld the sunless sea with our very own eyes, and by the gentle lights that glimmer on high, we know that there is peace beyond. Thus we are also at peace. If our heartstones may serve to restore night to all the world, gladly do we give them. Am I going to nod? Aw. So, Master Chai, if you can instruct us how to distribute the heartstones? Yeah. And Malgazer, for good luck, may I ask that you imbue one as well? That's gonna bite us later. Rest assured it's not difficult. Simply raise your hand and focus as you would when attuning to an aetheryte. Imbue the jade-colored stone here, if you'd be so kind. The familiar-looking heartstone appears to glow faintly. That will do. Thank you, Malgazer. If this heartstone appears familiar, it is because it belonged to Tadia. It bears the collective hope of the Knights Blessed, the hope that none shall ever again be sacrificed to sin eaters. There's a nod. Right, I've identified the spots of the talos where the stones are needed. See that they're amply imbued, and install them as I've indicated on this diagram. There's nothing in my hand, and I'm giving it to you. Understood. We will set about the task at once. When the talos awakens and the way to Mount Golg is secured, we shall sally forth. It promises to be a trying climb, so take what rest you can in the meantime. We will see you soon. A moment, Urianger. You said you would have measures ready in the event that our friend fails to contain the light. Do you? Be assured that I do. All which I requireth lieth in this land. I trust you, Urianger. And I swear to thee that thy trust is not misplaced. As ardently as I pray for the preservation of this world, so do I pray for thy safety. So rest easy, my friend, and take such ease as thou mayest. Better to be ready for the trials to come. Bum bum. I'm told the rock for the chassis is more or less ready, all quarried and shaped and laid out. That just leaves the imbuers to do their work. I'll continue checking my calculations up until the very last moment, but it's only a matter of time now. We managed to rally nigh everyone in Norvent for this endeavor. That's a remarkable feat in itself. But it will be enough. But will it be enough? There's no point in worrying about such things now. I'll get back to my calculations. You, meanwhile, should go and rest, as your friend suggested. My wife and the Exarch should be in the tavern. Why don't you join them? Malchazar, thank you. The Exarch? He went outside a moment ago, my dear. I would have thought you'd have seen him. He kept me company for a short while, but then he became rather pale. He's clearly been straining himself, the poor thing. Anyway, he excused himself, saying he needed a breath of fresh air. Weak as he looked, I did offer to go with him, but he assured me he would be fine. I do hope he's all right. He's not. All the way down there at the corner, probably. Oh. Come on. The Exarch does not appear to be nearby. The Exarch does not appear to be anywhere in the vicinity. There is only the Shoebill gazing unflinchingly southward. He's laying back here.
The future is where my destiny awaits. Forgive me, I was lost in a dream. I needed some fresh air and thought to rest for a moment. It would seem I am more fatigued than I realized. Too much time away from the tower, I fear. It drains me, leaves my body frail and weak. Though, in truth, it is debatable whether I can still call this my body.
You're finally going to show me who you are?
When first I turned my mind towards the salvation of the world, I came to the conclusion that it would take many long years, many more than remain to me. And so I made myself one with the Crystal Tower, that I might live indefinitely. I am but an extension of it now, hence my weakness the farther I travel, and the longer I am away. It has been quite a journey. But thanks to you, the end is in sight. My wish will finally be fulfilled. How goes the construction effort? Then this may be the last moment we have to ourselves for a while. Come, sit with me. Tell me, when all of this is over, what will you do?
Settle matters with the Empire.
Ah, yes. Even should we succeed in forestalling the 8th Umbral Calamity, the spectre of war will remain. But to declare your intent with such easy resolve, you truly are a hero's hero, my friend. But whatever it is you decide to do, I have every confidence that you will do well. For you have the strength to forge your own path. You will leave countless lives better than you found them, and the souls you touch will never forget your kindness. Then, in trying times, when you question your worth and your choices, they will raise their voices to remind you of the difference you have made. And thus will your deeds come to affirm your path. Remember this.
I would know more of you.
Of me? You mean what I intend to do afterwards?
No, who are you?
I once told you that there are things we can ill afford to lose. Things, I said. Though in truth, I spoke of a person. One who is unaware of the full extent of my plans. Though he deserves to know, I have good reason to keep my counsel. I have come to terms with this in my mind, yet my heart yearns to lay everything bare. For he is my inspiration, and I would give much and more for the chance to speak with him as friends, with no thought of concealment.
You talking about me?
Should he indulge me with his tales, I would regale him with my own about my efforts in Northrend, perhaps. Though, ultimately, that tale is more yours than it is mine. Then, I would ask him about his next adventure. And if he should wish me to be a part of it, oh, how happy it would make me. Together we would travel the lands and cross the seas and take to the skies upon the eternal wind. My heart swells simply to imagine it. But all of this is contingent upon our victory in the coming battle. The people of this world have entrusted their hopes to us. We cannot fail them. Nor those who roused me from my slumber. Thank you for your company, my friend. Let us return to Trinity.
Are you going to teleport me, or do I have to walk back? I have to walk back. Be there in 10 minutes. At least it should give you the option, I think. Much like when you finish a guild leave, it should be like, you know, do you want to return to where you got it from? You can just turn it in immediately. Heck yeah. It should give you the option too when you're just doing these quests. That way you don't have to run all the way back. Worry not, my friend. I am much revived from the fresh air, and your fine company, of course. Now then, let's turn our thoughts back to the task at hand. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace in the Source. Your Radiance, I have taken the liberty of quashing the vile rumors that your heir is possessed by a devil. With the nation in the grip of war, we may rely on patriotic zeal to prevent them from resurfacing. And what of Emmett Selk? He has taken himself to the first to usher that world to its end. Or so I believe. He did not disclose the details of his mission, having ever preferred to work alone. Even to those who have known him since the beginning, his actions can prove unpredictable. I am no stranger to his ways. He joys in playing me for a fool. Well, many times have I been convinced I was acting of my own volition, only to discover all was as he willed it. My dear grandfather. On the subject of our esteemed colleague, his last report, though brief, did contain one item of interest. You have doubtless wondered why the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have not taken the field of late. It is because they are no longer in the Source. The hero of the Scions has journeyed to the First, as have his comrades, albeit incompletely. Their bodies yet remain here in the Source. This presents an opportunity. If we can defeat the Alliance prior to the Scions' return, we may eliminate their order at a stroke. With the Scions gone, none shall remain to thwart our plans. It will be but a matter of striking down the hero upon his homecoming. Which, lest you forget, is essential to the realization of our objective, of both of our objectives. Through Heidelin's meddling, her champions threaten to wrest the reins of fate from our grasp. The world is at risk of being dragged down the false path. One which will never see man reclaim his true form. It is unthinkable that she should supplant us, incomplete as he is. Such a devolution is abhorrent, and it must be stopped before it is too late. The hour has come, your Radiance. Order your armies to march once more. Crush will stand in your way. It is your heart's desire, is it not? To seize a victor that is yours and yours alone for the future of Garlemald. Oh dear, you do not wear the mummer's motley well. I was never one to take an interest in tedious conflicts. Hmm. The whereabouts of my one true friend, however, they interest me greatly. But I but hope the beasts of this first are providing him proper sports. I would know every detail, Lord Xenos, or would you rather I call you Elidibus? Unexpected, most unexpected. That immortality should be within the reach of one with a borrowed echo. You have outdone yourself, Xenos Yegalvis. I have no particular attachment to that name, but I am rather fond of that body. Without it, I cannot enjoy my hunt to the fullest. Your secrets or my flesh. I care not what you give me first, the choice is yours. Ooh, I thought there would be a moment. It's like role playing. I get to play as Xenos. And there it is, the final aether current of the zone. Right, so while the two of you were away, I received word that everything is in place, meaning we can proceed with awakening the Talos. Once we imbue the magic, it will stir itself and immediately carry out its designated function, namely, taking Mount Gulg in its grasp. Malgazar, we may be certain that Voth will not look in on an idleness as we beat a path to his front door. Once our plans are set in motion, there will be no turning back. Proceed to your preparations as meticulously as you may, and I will give you the order to proceed as soon as you are ready. Give the word and I will relay the order to awaken the Talos. Engage. Very well. Let us begin. And then once I get to the point where I actually get to get into the dungeon, is probably what it is. I'll step away for a few minutes. Ba, 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 ba.
Word from the Exarch. All is set on his side, and we may proceed when ready.
I'm ready.
Well, we have sufficient stone for our needs.
Likewise, preparations for the imbuing have been made according to thine exacting instructions.
Then you need only say the word.
Let us begin. See that everyone is in position. We shall catch Vorthri, mountain and all.
Cool.
It comes!
Dang, it's bigger than I thought it was going to be. It was blowing up.
Yes, yes! You've not lost your touch, you clever old bugger!
Do you see what they're doing? If its hands are damaged, it won't be able to cling to the mountain.
Oh, I knew this was a terrible idea.
You didn't think about defending it?
4-3 marshals the Eaters to his defense. This was only to be expected. We must try and draw as many of them down to the ground as possible. It may not be enough, but we have no other choice. Is that?
There we go.
Such heartless thing, our sapling. It's cold and cruel and heartless. Summon us in times of need, we expressly said. Yet what should we find but the final battle joined without so much as a whisper of our name? Yes, we may also have said that we Fae folk have no interest in the struggles of men. But if our adorable sapling had come crying to us for help, we would of course have flown to his aid. Of course we would. What are we to do then? We are so very, very sad. You will pray with us. Cheer us up again!
Thank you, Phil.
This I did not expect, but I will gladly accept the help. I will send word to Ystola and the others. Join them at the foot of Mount Gulg and be ready to make the ascent.
Bum 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 bum. All right. Well, now that I have access to that, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break. I'll be right back. Aha! Okay, so it looks like we have to go all the way up there. On the way, I'll get that little spot. One less piece of map to get. Dang, that was a large piece. I'm almost up level 81. Funny how they keep adding more buttons. It's like, geez. I guess it's only what 5 more, I guess, but well. All right. Get to one of those trusts going here. Everyone is here. Good. Talos has taken hold of the mountain as planned. We will use its body as a bridge to reach Valthri's sanctuary. The Seed-Eaters will make us work for every Yalm, of course. But we will carve a path through the ranks and meet with their master regardless. That's right, egg. For the first. Let's all go in. 8-man party. Mountain gold now accessible. I guess it doesn't really matter. I like her when she does the
Here we go.
what is it called? The thing that makes it so enemies take extra damage. I forgot what it's called. Tricks of the Trade or something like that. But they all just do single target. So yeah, well, let's do this. Let's go. Oh, why don't they call it Dark Party now? Those are the Shadowbringers.
So it is you. You will not defile my new paradise.
Okay, I gotta walk in with full oath gauge. Close to getting it restarted. Dang. We're coming for you, Vothri. His voice is voice acted, but everyone else's, nope. Cool. Wonder if Confuture does more damage the more stacks you have. It doesn't say that, but that doesn't mean it doesn't. So. Ryan, the Talus's hand. Kaboom. Take my mining pick. Yeah. Dwarven Mithril, Pike and Stock. Arm of Talos. Got him. Kaboom. That affords us some room to breathe. Cool. Dang. Took out a whole bunch more too. Awesome. Boss time. Forgiven cruelty. Alright. Let's see what this takes. This isn't like before. This time I'll fight too. Okay, Reen. You do what you need to do. Oh, really? Time to get copyright claimed. The song always gets copyright claimed, and I always dispute it. Typhoon Wing, it's like... Oh, I see it. Dang it. Too late. Like, you guys keep copyright claiming the same thing, and every single time... It's... the gameplay video. I'm not claiming the song as my own. It's a Let's Play, so why don't you not do that? Whoa. When did that happen? Oh, he has one underneath him too. Okay, I see where those are coming from. Stupid. And he's done. No more running away. Okay, Reen.
You underestimate me. Cool. Getting like no experience for the little guys.
Activate that insect! I will not suffer it!
Treasure coffer. Getting all this healing stuff. Not a healer. That's what I thought. Interesting. A palace. Did Vault rebuild this? A little bit difficult to see the lights or the AoE lights when it's just white ground around. Come on, why can't I target him? There we go. I guess if I'm right next to him, the tab targeting does nothing. Slaying earrings. I need some fending earrings. Boss number 2. What the heck? A cube-shaped eater. Perfect for blocking in the way. Yes, thank you, Alpha No. Sacrament of Penance. What is that going to do? This hits everybody for a lot, okay. Let's get a Rubik's Cube up. I don't know what I'm supposed to do there, but okay. I'll just follow your guys' lead. Oh, I see what it is. So the faces indicate which blocks are going to be hit. Okay. So I'm good here. Okay. All right, now what? Boom. Is it gonna hurt? Yep. I was on one of the spots. He was going to attack. I didn't want to move, so. And it should be done very quickly here. Yep. Maiming. There is much we did not know about Saint Eaters. Yes, Alpha, no. That's correct.
I am righteousness, and righteousness will prevail.
If you're righteous, why do you run? That's right, Reen. The surging ether of Vothri empowers his minions. One of these things should have a fending item in it. There we go. Pretty big boost too.
Away with you!
Kaboom. Treasure chest. Should almost be there. Ah, wrong button. Ow.
Very well. If you will not be discouraged.
Ah, avoid the palms. Good to know. Oh, both. Oh, nope, left. Looked like he was winding up for both there for a second. Like, where do I go? All right. Here we go. I thought I was fighting Vothri. Consort of sin, forgiven of sinity. Vothri deigns to send us his favorites. There. Some actual Shadowbringers music. As opposed to the one where they're going to copyright claim me. Orison Fortissimo. Okay, what does that do? That hits everybody. Okay. Divine Diminuendo.
Stop that, damn you! I don't care what it takes!
Grant you a Ring of Radiance, whatever that means. Oh, dang. Where do I go for that?
Gloves are off.
Oh, this is just an avoidance. That was a waste of my using all my abilities. Oh well. Gotcha. So the other rings show up when the castle's almost done. Survival. Dang.
I will not hold back.
Confiteor. Do I look all serious still? Yeah, I still look all serious. Whatever. Anybody say anything? Nope. Okay.
The end is near, my friends. We have found Vorthra's hiding place.
Unrepentant villains! Will you not be satisfied until you have brought disaster down on your own heads? By your wickedness, you stand to gain naught but ceaseless conflict. Had you only entrusted fate to me, there would have been peace for all. You could have lived bliss in my eternal paradise, free from the burdens of conscience and purpose.
Peace assumes many forms, and I do not doubt that you considered yours well worth the cost. I was even prepared to believe that the end might justify the means. Ignorant as I was, I had hoped that you might mend your ways and join hands with us, that we might strive together for the happiness of all. But no, your actions cannot be reconciled with your words. Peace for all, you say? Yet when you were threatened, your first act was to sacrifice your own people in order to save yourself. If your paradise can be rebuilt so long as you alone survive, it exists not for the people. It exists solely for your twisted pleasure.
Hear me, Vorthri. The people won't submit to your will, for we each have our own. I made a promise to a noble soul, a woman who saw fit to entrust me with her legacy, and I mean to keep it. Everyone who stands with us has something precious, something that they cherish and would die to protect. They know their own hearts. They know what they want for this world. and by lending their strength to our cause, they have spoken. No matter how hard you may try to bend the world to your will, we will never yield.
Silence! Not another word! You presume to lecture me. Insolent words. You will learn your place. With my true powers awakened, I will expunge you like the filth you are. Your demise will serve as a reminder to all that I am the zenith of mankind and Shinita both, chosen to rule over creation by right of transcendence. My very existence is virtuous. I am perfect, immaculate.
He seems disinclined to grant us an audience.
Find 4-3. We will hold the Eaters here.
Saw that coming.
Come, let's finish this.
And none of them are going to chase me. Another dungeon? No, because all my people are busy. Can I go explore a bit? Nope. Okay. Well, I got level 81. Did they give me anything good? Where did I get that? I'm not complaining, but I think I checked. Ah, that looks way better. All right, well, let's check it out. Probably a trial, that's my guess. Well, let's check that. Yeah, because it's not in the dungeons. There it is. Now we get to wait. Honestly, with how many people are playing and how long it takes to get in, it shouldn't take too long for this to pop. May actually want to repair something. Eventually. I thought they all had the two, but like you see it now, like I look at the shield. Right next to it, there's a green bar saying it's almost fully... Oh, I thought that was a spirit bond. Well, that's a condition. So this one, the condition is 69%. Blue means it's full, but when I look at this, in the picture way over there, it has two of them, so the other one's a spirit bond. Okay. All right, time to fail a bunch of times. Hopefully not.
Are you so determined to die? One last chance, villains! Bow down and acknowledge your king! Your god!
Oh, that was easy to figure out right there. Oh, get out of that. No, get out of it. Oh. He's still throwing a tantrum. If this is it, this is pretty dang easy. I doubt this is it, though. Yep, that's what I thought. Cool. Okay. Oh, it goes out in a wave. I gotcha. I see that. Wow, everyone's taking a lot of damage. Apparently turning turns off my friggin' thing, which sucks. Cool. Ready to go to the edge? Oh, yep. Almost done. And success. That's actually pretty fun. Oh, Vothri. Is that Vothri? I see. It's finally over then. Now night will return to all of Norvrent, bringing salvation to both of our two worlds. Upon speaking with Rain, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Blah, blah, blah. Whisper, whisper.
I am righteousness. And I am a god. That is why I was born, as man and sin eater both. I kept the people safe. They respected me. Worship me.
His voice doesn't fit the body anymore. I think they should warn you ahead of time before you do a trial or a dungeon or anything that several cutscenes will play. As opposed to like, oh, by the way, now you have to watch them. I mean, I know they have a fix for it. Be like, oh yeah, if you mess up, you can come back and watch them again, but still be nice to know. That way, if like, oh, I only have 20 minutes to play. Nope. Stuck.
The sky.
Won't the pallets collapse now? Because you built it? I guess you built it as something physical, that'd be fine, but...
Fools! Were it not for my decisive action, the whole city would have been overrun, razed to the ground. Yet they dare to complain about casualties? Spare me. I'll wager they were put up to it by those wretches who seek to usurp me. They're stirring up the citizenry. But if they think I will yield to the likes of them, they are gravely mistaken.
To be subjected to such deplorable treatment, such ingratitude. You have my sympathies, sir. You do so much good for this city, and you could do so much more were you not surrounded by fools.
Who are you? You're not supposed to be in here.
My apologies for the intrusion, but I come bearing a proposal. One that will ensure the longevity of your reign. But give me the word, sir, and I will bring hither a light warden. By giving its power to the babe within your lady wife's womb, we shall create a transcendent being, a king to rule over all. And as sire to the king, your authority will never again be in question.
Amazing. Before my Vorthri, they behave as docile pets. With this gift, my line shall be guaranteed power for perpetuity. We shall rule the whole world.
By all means, sir. United under Yulmor's banner, men will cease fighting and abandon their ambitions. Thus, they will grow fat and complacent, and in their sloth, seal your supremacy.
I was about to see his face. I guess it doesn't really matter because he can take whatever form they want or possess a body.
something!
12 for Fend. He cannot contain the light. He's beginning to turn. Urianger, if you've aught up your sleeve, now is the time.
It's changing back.
The combined power of every Light Warden is too terrible a burden for any one soul to bear. And so I shall relieve you of it.
Are you a villain now? Or were you the whole time? Or are you actually a good guy? You're like, I can handle it.
What are you doing?
I will channel this prophetic power to the Crystal Tower and use it to travel to other worlds. As I have dreamed of doing ever since I first learned of their existence. Who would choose to remain here in this dying realm when they might go elsewhere and begin anew? Not I. And thus did I use you.
No, I don't believe it. It doesn't make sense.
Damn you! We won't let you do with him as you please.
Do not interfere! Please, I beseech you all, let him go!
You knew of this, Urianger. Tis all a fiction. Such vaguely defined acts of teleportation stand no chance of success. The Exarch will never live to see another world, as he knows only too well.
Then, what does he mean to do?
He means to take the light with him into the rift, where he will die. From the beginning, he intended to sacrifice himself to save our friend and Norvrent.
There's a lot of assumptions going on here.
At journey's end, an opportunistic thief makes off with the hero's prize. A paltry way to end a chapter, I concede. Yet your tale will continue, and my role in it will scarcely be remembered. Worry not. Whatever should become of me, I will be happy and free, safe in the knowledge that I have played my part.
Call him by his name.
Thank you for fighting for this world, for believing. Fare you well, my friend, my inspiration.
Now I understand why they wanted you to do the Crystal Tower raids before doing Shadowbringers.
Only those who possess the royal eye of the Allagan Imperial line are capable of controlling the Crystal Tower. Such individuals do not exist in the First. Therefore, in all likelihood, the Exarch arrived here with the tower. This much I had surmised, yet I could not discern his grand scheme. To think that he went through all this trouble for the sake of a single hero. It's almost admirable in its absurdity. Alas, it is not your grand scheme that will succeed, but ours. You bastard! Stay put. Your friend is still alive, but whether he remains so depends on you. What a disappointment you turned out to be. I placed my faith in you, let myself believe that you could contain the light. But look at you now, halfway to becoming a monster. You are unworthy of my patronage.
What do you intend to do?
I am an Asian. My heart's sole desire is to usher in the great rejoining. 100 years ago, I entrusted my comrade Logriff with the task of increasing light's sway over this world. This we sought to do by manipulating heroes. When that failed to achieve the desired result, I created Vorthri. But thanks to your meddling, that too has ended in failure.
What was your true purpose in approaching us?
By your 12, boy, have I not told you before that everything I said was the truth? You were specimens by which I might gauge man's potential as it stands. I genuinely had an interest in you, genuinely considered taking you on as allies. Provided he could contain and control the light. If not, then he, and by extension you, would be of no use to me. 'Twas as simple as that.
So, we've been found wanting. How disheartening. But even had we fulfilled your conditions, there was no guarantee that we would cooperate. What then?
I'm like dying over here.
At the very least, it would restore the world to the way it was before you went about trouncing light wardens willy-nilly. Suffice it to say, it would be most inconvenient to have all that light taken away. And I would be lying if I were to claim his actions didn't have me worried. You still retain your form and your senses. But you have all but become a sin-eater.
Give it to Ardbert.
Whether you will it or no, your mere existence will serve to engulf the world in light. Those in your company will likewise turn into sin-eaters, and in time you will succumb to your base instincts and hunt innocents to feast on their sweet, sweet ether. Those few with the will left to fight may rise up against you, but before your absolute might, they will quickly know despair.
There is no hope.
We are finished. Mankind fourthly achieved through bliss, you achieve through despair. But I have overstayed my welcome. I shall look forward to seeing you bring the world to its knees, hero.
Exarch! I have naught to show for all the time and effort I invested in you. He is a small token for my troubles. I did not expect that I could learn aught from man, but I may yet learn something from all the knowledge he had hoarded for his precious hero. I pity you, I do. Your friends are now your foes. If you do not kill them, they will kill you. When it all becomes too much to bear, seek me out at my abode in the dark depths of the Tempest. There, you may complete your descent into madness with some dignity, far from prying eyes. Till then, I bid you farewell. Eat.
Just let me go back to my room.
Ah, finally.
I'm just the most dangerous creature on the planet right now, but I'll let me go back in my room. What happened?
After you collapsed, Emmet's self vanished. Then Reen did what she could to stay the raging of the light within your body. Thanks to her, you're still you, but she's only delayed the inevitable. You're not going to like what you see, but you still need to see it.
Is the light back everywhere? Yep.
It's like this all over. The whole of Northrend is shrouded in light again. And it's because of you, and the power you got from the Wardens. No one knows but your friends. When they carried you down from the mountain, they told everyone waiting below that they didn't understand why the light had returned. And now they're out there trying to allay the people's fears, while searching for a way to save you.
If you're well enough to be up, you're well enough to get some fresh air. Better that than stewing in here. Go on. Go.
Warden of Light. Well, that was very exciting. Real quick though. I gotta go finish this map. And that'll be done with it. Actually, real quick. Haven't done that in a while. Like how that giant talus is still holding on. There it is. Cool. Back to the Crystarium. The music is so sad now. Oh, sir, you're awake. You were injured during the foray in Mount Gulg, yes? I was here at my station, as always, where they carried you in on a makeshift stretcher, looking disturbingly bereft of vigor. And to compound my worry, this guy has, well, I'm sure you've already seen, it has everyone rather concerned, to say the least. Seeing you up and about is first good news we've had in a while. Assuming you feel strong enough, would you mayhap consider a stroll around the city to assure our ancient citizens? Braggy is one of those who helped convey you to your chambers, and he has visited several times since to inquire after your condition. Well, well, look who's back from the dead. It was a grim sight. Your companions looked fair ready to drop when they brought you in, so I offered a helping hand. Couldn't bear to see them struggle so. And you, my friend, I feared you had one foot in the grave. Cold and lifeless, you were like a corpse that was somehow still breathing. Then they told me some evil bastard went and snatched our poor exarch away in the midst of the chaos. Wicked white, what is this world coming to? But moaning never solved a thing, did it? Nay, it's times like these that we Crystarian folk stand tall and do what needs to be done. Trade with Yulmore is back on the table. We'd best make use of those resources to fortify the city against the Eaters, or whatever misery the fates deemed fit to throw at us next. Speaking of misery, Chesimil was worried sick about you. The healer wringing her hands is not a sight you ever wish to see, let me tell you. Oh, sweetie, you're alive. No one's been allowed to see you. Even Spagiric's Chirurgeons were forbidden from making visits. Reen was kind enough to tell me you were showing symptoms similar to eater corruption, so I suppose there's little any of us could have done for you in any case. As for your companions, they've been rushing hither and yon seeking a cure to your condition. I worry to see their faces grown ever more haggard every time they pass through the crystarium. I shall let them know you're awake, and when they come to see you, sweetie, please do convince them to rest a bit. They won't be helping anyone if they all collapse of exhaustion. Oh, and our own Morin has been a little bit better, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. He hasn't left the cabinet. Too busy with his nose buried in one dusty tome or another. Confound it. This says the same thing as the last. Mayhap I should approach the problem from a different perspective. Magzer, is it truly you and not some figment of my imagination? But this is wonderful. It would seem our prayers have been answered. Feeling otherwise helpless, I've been scouring our shelves for the wisdom to explain this worrisome conundrum. Why, with all the light wards defeated, has the light returned to obscure the sky? I must have pored over 100 tomes, but no definitive conclusion seems forthcoming. So many questions I could pose to the Exarch, and thus do I feel his absence all the more keenly. Now that you are awake, however, I am hopeful that the search for our stolen steward might begin in earnest. Catless, meanwhile, leads the crystalline mean in preparations for battle, though against what foe we are as yet uncertain. Why not pay her a visit? I expect seeing you upright would be a much welcome relief. Magzer, alive and well, I see. You gave us all a proper fright, you know that. Not a day has gone by that I haven't heard folk worrying about what's to become of you or the Exarch. Anyway, I'm glad you've recovered enough to stand. You're not planning on striking out straight away, though, are you? I was hoping to have a better look at your equipment. If we'd been able to provide you with better weapons or sturdier helms, then maybe you would have won the day and the Exarch would still be here. As such, we're keeping busy consulting each other on new forging techniques and designs and the like. If you could stand still a moment, I'd like to assess the gear we're trying to improve. Give me an awesome sword or something? Well, that's some fine work, I must admit. It wouldn't be impossible to make something better, but we need to experiment with different patterns and materials. I'm not sure we have that kind of time. That sounds like a challenge that he would enjoy. Greetings, Glinard. The master of the stairs is running his own errands now, is he? Well, my servers are distraught enough as it is, and I didn't want to crack the whip too hard. Never mind that. I'm thinking our absent genius and his epiphanies are the perfect answer to this predicament of yours. By genius, you mean old Grenold? He is a man of unrivaled gifts. I won't argue with you there. But what good does his talent do us if we can't bloody find him? No one's seen hide nor hair of Grenold since he wandered off some years ago. You know what he's like once he latches onto an idea. He's probably cloistered himself in some forgotten cave, completely absorbed in his latest creation. I wouldn't even know where to start looking. That does make things difficult. Still, if that eccentric is someone you're destined to meet, I wager he'll show up soon enough. In my time at the bar, many's the tale I've heard told of strangely fated encounters, even if a few of them might be stretching the truth just a bit. We'll keep our noses to the grindstone for the time being, but on the off chance you do encounter Grenold, you'd be wise to take advantage of his brilliance rather than wait on our slow and steady progress. This is all talk for when you're fully recovered, of course. I'll let you get back to convalescing, eh? Before you do that, you're actually the reason I came over here in the first place. I don't suggest partaking in my stock until you're properly well, but if you're passing near the stairs, then I have a regular who's eager to meet you. I best be getting back. Just because the world's coming apart at the seams doesn't mean we have to follow suit now, does it? Hear, hear. We can't forget the heart upon which the city was founded, or the Exarch might not have much of a home to return to. Come on. There we go. Malgazar, are you alright? I think a return to your sickbed might be in order. Or you might consider resting a while atop the watchtower next to the rookery. This damnable sky doesn't make for the most soothing scenery, but the Exarch often like to stand there and feel the wind upon his face. I'm like going everywhere. Wandering around the whole city. Look at that one right there. That'll be a pain to get.
The people of this city have spirit, I'll give them that. They've not lost the will to fight. I can imagine how torn you must feel, looking at that sky. Knowing what it means to everyone. And that you're responsible.
If the secrecy is worse, I'd rather people knew.
If you're thinking of coming clean, don't. It might make you feel better, but it would make things 100 times worse for them. They're better off not knowing. corner, and there doesn't seem to be any obvious way out. But that doesn't mean it's over. However hopeless it seems, you haven't lost yet. I remember looking up at the sky like this before. Being caught up in a strange kind of calm. It was after we realized we were responsible for the flood. When we resolved to journey to the source by taking our own lives. One last sacrifice. One last fight. One last failure. And then the Oracle appeared and, well, you know the rest. There were times in the years and decades that followed when I wondered if we might not have been better off just letting the rejoining happen. That we'd made one last mistake. But seeing that giant Talos stir to life cured me of any doubts I still had. Always we took the burden of fighting upon ourselves. That's what heroes do, isn't it? So we never had the chance to see anything like that. Our people coming together as one. To think that their hope still burns so bright. That they were still so eager to live, they would lift up their fellows, one on top of the other, till they reached the sky. No. We made the right decision. And I can finally feel proud of the part we played in helping this world survive.
Knuckles.
Well, come on then. As I thought, what happened between us was no coincidence. My story may be finished. The fates have gifted me a minor role in yours. I suspected as much the moment I realized you could hear me. But it's hard not to doubt yourself when you're the man who caused the flood. I was afraid to do anything more than watch for fear of making things even worse. But no longer. After all, the path I once walked is now yours to finish. For what it's worth, I cast my lot with yours. If you push, I'll be right there behind you. If you lose control, I'll do my best to stop you. So, let us be about it, hero.
Oh, I was worried you were up here all alone, brooding and fretting and wallowing in your woes. But look at you, grinning at nothing like a pollen-drunk pixie. Look at what you've done to your ether. It's a mess. And you have cracks running all through that pretty soul of yours. My poor little sapling. Whatever am I to do with you?
Yeah, and do you have an idea?
away in the castle? It won't fix the problem, but would it really matter? If any pesky heroes come calling with steel and magic, all of Il Meg will rise up in your defense. My crown and scepter are yours, if you want them. What? Don't give me that look! Of course I knew before I asked that you'd never ever heed such a wicked suggestion. And besides, what would become of my precious and ephemeral flower? Oh, my dear beloved sapling, you are lost, confused, and have precious little time to gather your wits. Mind is always so preoccupied with what lies ahead, and so we muddle your vision with fog and glamour. But such trickery is easy to see through. Stand very, very still. Think not of where you need to go, but where you are right now at this moment, at this time, in this place. Our cairn of crystal. From shadowed hood he watched you go, his ruby eyes with warmth aglow. See yourself as he saw you, and that shall be the clearest clue. You stand in his garden, dear sapling. Ask his flowers what they know, and you will surely find an answer. What will you do with it, I wonder? I'll be watching and waiting. Waiting and watching.
Gather information on the Crystal Exarch. Okay. Oh, I did not expect to see you on your feet so soon. Surely you have not come in search of an Amaro. What do I know of the Crystal Exarch? I'm happy to share, but I fear there will be no surprising revelations. As any in this city could tell you, he is a man of wisdom and compassion and many untold secrets. But none can doubt his generosity. When the Crystarium was being constructed, he even allowed folk to plunder the tower for resources. He has imposed no restrictions upon us but one. No one except the Exarch is permitted to dwell within the spire. Many seasons past, a comrade of mine was bold enough to ask the reason why. The Exarch merely smiled and said, because one day, the crystal tower may vanish as suddenly as it arrived. Oh, was there something else you needed? If you've come for the results of my research into this persistent light, I'm afraid there's little to tell as of yet. Records pertaining to the Exarch? Well, I need no documentation to relay what little I know of his history, if that is what interests you. Ahem. Less than a decade had passed since the coming of the Flood, when the Crystal Tower first flashed into existence. Its summoner, the Exarch himself, became known to the refugees in Lakeland soon after. He welcomed all who sought out the spire, be they locals who had lost their homes or Verbertites fleeing their ruined kingdom, and together did they found the city which would become the Crystarium. Though some thought to call him king, for he refused to share his name, but the summoner did not deem himself worthy of royal address. Thus did the people consider his scintillating skin so alike to the Crystal Tower he had summoned, and bestowed upon him the title of Crystal Exarch. As for his true name, well, it would seem that that is a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. I remember what it is. Anyone else remember what it is? All right. Does anyone else remember his name? Should. Or work directly with him at the Crystal Tower raids in A Realm Reborn. Malgazer, it is good to see you awake and alert, my friend. What's this about? You're not writing the Exarch's memoirs, are you? I'm not sure how much I can tell you, considering we avoid asking too many questions, unspoken rule and all that. If anyone has fresh insights to share, then it'd be Captain Lena, I'd say. She lost her parents to an eater attack not long after she was born, and the Exarch saw to her upbringing. Outward appearances aside, those two are like grandfather and granddaughter. I imagine the news of his predicament hit her doubly hard, not that her proud captain would ever show it, or let it show. If you do decide to talk to Lena, she'll be at her usual post at the Extensor Gate. Malgazer, I was not told you had awoken. A welcome surprise. Now, if only the Exarch was returned to us. He was taken by this rival of yours, was he not? Your companions mentioned they had an idea of where to find him. And so I bristled up when they asked for patience. I did not understand their hesitation until I saw that you had fallen. Only then did I realize that I had no business rushing ahead. Even so, the delay has been no less agonizing. In the moments before he left to join you in Calusia, the Exarch entrusted me with a key. I was wondering what you're looking at your hand for. And it opens a door in the ocular to a chamber known as the Umbilicus. This room is the heart of the tower, into which only the Exarch himself is permitted to enter. He bid me allow none into the tower once he had departed. Only in the event that an army of eaters descended upon the city was I to access the Umbilicus and awaken the defensive barrier. Never before had he left me with such instructions, but the battle with Vothri loomed near, and at the time I accepted the key without much thought. Since then, however, that moment is all that occupies my mind. When I recall the look upon his face, he knew that some terrible fate awaited him. Tell me, Malgazer, I need to know what he feared, what battle you and your companions are truly fighting. Can't tell you. Forgive me. I trust in the Exarch, and I should not be voicing these doubts when he is not here to respond to them personally. But you have come to me with a question of your own, have you not? Ah, I see I am not the only one who burns for answers. The time has come to open the tower's heart. Though we do not face an invasion of eaters, I suspect the city will be in far more danger if you do not gain the knowledge you seek. Come, meet me in the ocular, and I will unlock the door within. Much faster to teleport, but I save my money. I'm surprised I have so little money at this point. You think that like these later quests would give you a lot more money? Oh, oops. So they did come out with the Sage, and they did come out with the Reaper. I'm surprised they didn't come out with another physical range DPS to even it out to 4, 4, 4, 4, and 4, but they added another one because I guess the last expansion they added the Dancer. So that's just my thought on it. So that means the next one's probably going to be physical range DPS to even it out. Maybe another mage type. Well, they did a time mage. Master Malgazer, the captain said to expect you. Oh, sorry. Small talk. Unnecessary. You came in through a different door.
I have unlocked the door to the umbilicus. You are free to enter. Once you have what you require, I'll see it sealed once more. Until then, I will remain without.
You don't want to know? Books. Something cool. Yeah. So Orion J had been here before.
Moment to collect my thoughts, I prithee. Thy true name is Grahatia, then?
Yep.
By thy claims, thou too art a native of the Source, though from an age beyond our own, when the 8th umbral calamity hath visited devastation upon our star. By subtle means, reached across the boundaries of time and space to unsow the seeds of catastrophe, ere its creeping vines drag our champion unto an early grave.
In essence, yes. A difficult story to swallow, I am sure.
I doubt not the veracity of thy words, not the account of thy coming, nor that of the fated calamity. My mind straineth still to apprehend the enormity of this tale. Wouldst thou favor me with a gradual unfolding of its chapters?
Certainly. But where to begin? I should start with those great minds who survived the calamity, Sid Garland being perhaps the greatest. In hopes of staying the unending tides of war, he and his fellows pursued all manner of possible solutions. One of these was rooted in a theory which unified several fundamental principles discovered over the course of the Warrior of Light's adventures. It proposed a method by which one could enter the river of time, traverse the rift, and leap between worlds. Perfecting that idea, however, was a work which consumed their lifetimes, and thus was it left to future generations to decide whether theory would be put into practice. But all the while, the world continued to burn. Hope was a feeble outpost, beset on all sides by thievery and misery and murder. People cried out in despair, "There is no hope, we are finished. Mankind is finished." Then others raised their voices in answer. Though we be beyond salvation, those who came before may yet be saved. We will forge a crossroads and pave the way for a different future. By the wisdom of our forebears, we will prevent this calamity from ever having come to pass. The fighting went on unabated, but some few took up Sid's research and labored to realize those impossible ideas. After 2 centuries of labor, their descendants finally succeeded in awakening the Crystal Tower, an integral part of the process, and, in doing so, roused its caretaker, me. By this stage, scholars had largely established the phenomena underpinning the rejoining, and identified the first as the shard which precipitated the 8th umbral calamity. This grand structure was already capable of storing the energies required to attempt the translocation. All that remained was to augment some few of its functions based upon the theoretical models of Sid and his compeers.
And by means of such technologies didst thou effect thine arrival in the first, to an age before this star had joined with the source.
Some while before, as it turned out. 'Tis all but impossible to predict how time will flow between one world and the next, and we missed our mark by almost an entire century. But this only worked in our favor. The Sin Eaters could not be defeated without the blessing of light, and summoning the only man who might stand a chance against them would require decades of preparation.
An undertaking of scarce credible endurance. That thou hast kept thy plan from falling into disarray these many years bordereth on the miraculous. Yet howsoever history be rewritten, thy present self was shaped by events which followed the calamity. Should said catastrophe be averted, the very skein of thine existence will unravel. Surely thou hast foreseen this.
Don't mess with time travel, is what he's saying.
I am aware of the consequences. 'Tis for that very reason Sid and his colleagues bequeathed their legacy as an offering, and not an edict. To give all of oneself for the happiness of others, and with no promise of reward. 'Tis a hard thing to ask. Harder still for those condemned to survive in a world which pitted brother against brother. Indeed, You were right to call the execution of this plan miraculous, though the force which held it together was nothing so inexplicable. It was him. The warrior of light has been our unbroken thread. Where others would stumble and fall, he would rise above. Where others would break and run, he would carry on. The warrior of light's tale is one of unyielding bravery. To tell it was to feel courage. To hear it was to feel hope. It was a breath of inspiration in an age of suffocating shadow. In the histories of a fallen nation was our hero hailed as its greatest ally. In the time-worn pages of a noble's memoirs were his deeds joyously retold. For many, these stories were the flame which warmed them through the coldest of nights. And so it should come as little surprise that the plan found no shortage of volunteers, concerning as it did the warrior of light himself. It was their chance to add their own verse to the hero's saga. Here was the lodestar that brought them all together, to send their final message back through time and space to him. The light of your legacy was our torch in the darkness. Burn bright again and live. I am merely the bearer of that wish, come to ensure it is safely delivered.
Wherefore sharest thou this burden with me and no other? What wouldst thou have me say?
That you will be my accomplice? 'Twas you yourself who convinced me of your suitability when you spoke of how you learned of the Flood and of your part in arranging Linfilia's journey to the First. Your actions showed uncommon resolve. 'Twas clear you were committed to the cause of saving this world. I knew I could trust you to choose the right path forward, even if that choice came with a heavy price.
What price?
When all is said and done, and the last of the Light Wardens lies slain, I will absorb their corrupted ether, and then I will die. Knowing what I know of your companions, not to mention your champion, they will try to stop me. But in saving one, they would save none. Therefore, I implore you to aid me in concealing my identity and ensuring this tale ends as it must. To this end, I would have you take what I have told you of the calamity and make of it a portent, a prophetic vision you beheld in the swirling chaos of the rift.
Is this truly thy wish?
History remembered the Warrior of Light, as I knew it would, and I will suffer no other to rescue the champion whose star has charted my course. I will see this tale to a happy end, my friend. There has been enough tragedy.
A lot of cinematics to this playthrough. I guess we're getting near the end of the main story, so or the main Shadowbringer story. That makes sense.
Careful now. If you lose control again at the Although it's probably only a matter of time before you succumb to the change in any case. What do you mean to do?
I'm going to rescue the Exarch.
Then we should be on our way. The Ascian mentioned the Tempest, did he not? That's the stormy seas around Calusia to you. His lair must be down there somewhere, hidden beneath the waves.
Did you find the answers you sought? If there's nothing more you need, I will go and lock the door. Question about the Tempest. The Tempest? That is a name given to the seas by which Calusia is bound. If you make a request to the Tamers, they'll provide you with an Amaro to fly you over the waters, but... Do you mean to leave right this moment, alone? I'm not sure that... Nay, I will not seek to stop you. Go with the blessings of the Shadow, and I shall await your safe return. You require an Amaro. Just a moment, and I shall saddle yours, our swiftest beast, to fly you to the island. To open water, to the depths of the Tempest, our Amaro can swim, yes, but to reach the ocean floor...
We have found thee.
Not going alone, I guess. Everyone's here.
Word reached us of thy recovery, and thus did we gather with all haste. Ah. By thy looks, I gather thou hast gleaned that which I came to tell thee.
Urianger has shared everything with us. The Exarch's true identity and purpose.
I offer no excuses. When I agreed to aid the Exarch with his plans, 'twas in full acceptance of the condemnation I would face when my duplicity was laid bare.
You're good at that.
Yet it is not rancor, but resolve that I sense in thee. Thou art fully intent upon walking thy path to its end, art thou not? If thou canst forgive my deception, or, failing that, set aside thy displeasure for a time, I do beg leave to follow thee. What strength and wisdom I possess are thine to command.
I forgive you. Let's go.
I thank thee. Doubt not, but that I will do all in my power to repay thy kindness and fulfill the Exarch's wishes.
I'm sorry, but I don't think this is a good idea. Leaving the Crystarium, I mean, with or without Urianger. What I did for you won't last forever. There's no telling when the light will break free again.
That's where we gotta go now.
here, at least for a little while longer, we will find a way to cure this, I promise you.
But you couldn't even cure regular sin eaters.
Promises. We don't even know where to start. Alize, please. You know Reen was only trying to help.
Of course I know! I know only too well! But making promises you have no way of keeping is not a kindness. It's a lie. Plain and simple. We've all searched high and low for an answer, and every one of us came back empty-handed. I am not about to stand in his way now. Not after failing him in his hour of need. No! The least we can do is...
We will go with you as well. There is naught to be gained by standing still.
Indeed, we have exhausted every other avenue. Lead, and we shall follow. If there is any hope to be found, then we will surely find it at your side.
Are we all in agreement then?
Is there aught we can do to help?
Everyone wants to jump in. There we go.
Though we may not know the whole story, we do know you're in for a fight. And while the Exarch's away, it falls to the rest of us to see the Warrior of Darkness is given a proper send-off.
You told them!
No! Well, not in so many words.
Aye, we didn't need it spelled out for us. When the night sky appeared over whichever place you went to, it was harder not to put two and two together.
From the moment I heard that you and the Exarch shared the homeland, I had my suspicions. Long had he been waiting for a certain someone to arrive, and I knew at once that it must be you.
Exactly. When he went up to meet you, it was clear it was no ordinary visitor. That spring in his step spoke volumes. I could feel his excitement.
Eat him! That's right!
We do not fully understand where you or the Exarch hail from, or why you've all done so much to protect us. We are deeply grateful nonetheless. So, if there is anything at all we might do to aid your journey, you need only name it. What would you have of us?
You might have invited them to join us, where they're not so many. Come, they are waiting. What is your will, O Warrior of Darkness?
Leave it to us. We'll see the Exarch home, safe and sound. Also, tell us how to get into the Tempest. Come on. Riange. Oh, come on. That it's planned to commandeer tomorrow for the journey to the open sea. I fear the following dive down into Emmett Selk's underwater abode would drain even thy legendary stamina. Thus, during that convalescence, we consider the most efficacious method for reaching the depths of the Tempest, and I believe we have arrived at an elegant solution. So you've already been thinking about it. Good. Yet ere we discuss this step, I suggest thou dost conclude such pressing business as there remains to thee in the Crystarium. Once the sea closeth above our heads, we are unlikely to surface again until our grand deed is done. Just to get a little cheaty here. Okay, there is a... Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and end stream here. We got about 3.5 hours in, which is always good. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.